We have the privilege of really being behind the scenes at the rehearsal because we're standing right behind Jerry Harris, stage manager for this fantastic production of The Color Purple,
the musical.
Yes, and what is this opening number that Terrence is graciously allowing us to take a sneak peek at?
Well, this is the beginning of the show, and the number's called Mysterious Ways.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to tell you. Actually a fixture here because in a minute we're going to talk with Terrence Spivey, the most wonderful artistic director who's helped bring about many, many wonderful theatrical changes at Caremu.
Well, he's been here about 9 years, I think.
And you've been here, what did you say off camera, pushing, you were back here.
I originally came to Caremu to see a play in 1955, and I did my first play here in 1957.
Yes, okay.
And since then, it just went from one after another after another. I did mostly the musical comedies and the operas.
Yes, yes. And we could talk history just between us about way back in the Guild and all the other Caremu.
So many names
so many,
we could drop,
yes.
We don't drop
well,
names.
Let's drop Sidney Poitier's name.
Because I remember he came here one time.
And then I remember that one of our co-producers managed to have a photo op with Sidney, which we'll show a little later about how you hang with important people.
Well, I couldn't help it.
You couldn't help it. Just like you couldn't help connecting Terrence with us for Wake Up and Live with the Arts. So we can showcase Caremu, and I need to be corrected on this, the oldest ongoing continuous African-American theater in the United States of America.
Well,
is that exactly correct?
In 1915,
yes.
When it originally started, so we're coming up on 100th anniversary.
So that's 100 years non-stop.
Non-stop.
Through thick, thin, and otherwise.
Absolutely.
And we could be talking about how Russell and Rowena Jella founded Caremu.
Oh, I worked with them and knew them well.
I was a kid, but I knew them too.
You know.
Yeah, and she lived longer than he did.
Yes, she did. Yes,
so,
she did.
yes, so we shall reminisce anon. But now,
let's talk to what do you think about talking with Terrence Spivey?
That would be a very jolly good idea. I want to take a minute to celebrate and show happiness for Gary Webster, one of our playwrights in residence, who after long, loved, labored, hardship, tears, and whatever else it takes to be an author, finally has his special book, Tris Speaker and the 1920 Indians. It is in publication finally.
You can find it on Amazon, which was kind of a cool thing when I realized it was on Amazon.com. So I Googled it. If you go to Amazon.com, you put Tris Speaker in the search box, mine will be the third book. To come up. Or you can go to the publisher's website, which is McFarland Pub, McFarlandPub.com. And you can buy it via the McFarland website, or you can call 1-800-253-2187. And the book is now available via the internet, either Amazon.com or McFarland.com.
And for all of you theater aficionados, we want you to support our dear friend Terrence Spivey as he has overcome a challenge and pulled a major Broadway
Yes.
production into Caramoo House.
Yes, yes,
indeed.
yes.
That is a coup, a fait accompli, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Tell
thank
me
you.
how you managed to get the rights to do Color Purple this, I don't hate to say this early, but this
Yeah.
early in the round of touring.
Well-
Not touring, excuse me, that was the wrong word.
Well, yeah, it's just, I think it's just ended its tour a couple of months ago. It's available now for a couple of theaters, well, all the theaters, but I've been at it after it for about 2.5 years, 3 years.
Okay.
When the first tour came to Playhouse Square, I got in touch with the folks involved, and they said, you know, if it came through Cleveland already, but first they said, if it came through your city, you should be able to get the rights right away. So then I said, well, I called back later and realized it was at Playhouse Square. They said, no, it's going through another tour with non-equity, with a non-equity tour. So we had to wait. But I kept coming at them every 3 months to remind them that we want to do it. Carol wants to do this show. So they finally got in touch with me.
Okay. They contacted you?
They contacted me and said, it's all yours. You're ready to do it. It's all yours. So that's how it came about.
It's going to open the season.
It's going to open the season, October
Yes.
5th. The preview night is sold out already. I just found out today.
Really? Oh, wonderful.
And October 14th sold out.
Okay.
So, yeah, like you said before, the noise back there, I won't say noise, but
The sound.
the sounds,
The behind
the sound of
scenes
music.
sounds, yes.
Yes, yes, the sound.
We're not doing the sound of music.
But what they're doing, they're working on, you know, the African homeland piece that's in the script. It's an amazing. I just had a meeting. We're actually a sit-down table meeting with two of the actors, Colleen Longshaw, equity actress, and Carlicia, you know, who's playing Nettie, and Colleen is playing Celie.
Okay.
And we just had wonderful discussions that, you know, this is a musical, but what makes it interesting for me, because I didn't see the musical at all.
Oh, okay. I saw the film first.
Yeah, I saw the. Well, actually, it's to me, it's like a, you know, it goes around in a circle, because I was working in New York as a usher in a movie
Yes,
theater. The East Coast premiere was at my theater with the movie.
Oh,
and I got a chance to
okay.
meet all the people there, and I never think I'll be coming around to direct in the musical version.
Yes.
I wasn't really to tell you, interested in seeing it. I was wondering, how are you going to be able to dramatize? You know, are you going to romanticize or
Yes.
sensationalize
Okay.
a piece of, you know, tragedy in a way,
Yes.
in terms of this young woman, you know, who had to go through so much. But I learned more when I read the script. In the book itself, I read some of it, but knowing the true stories about hope and
Yes.
survival.
That was the whole thing. Strength, survival,
Yes.
spirit, overcoming
Yes.
the ugly.
Yes.
Who's playing Mr. in this?
Mr. is actor Michael May.
Okay, not
He's
familiar.
part of Caramoo, and he's done works all over. He was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom at the Beck Center, and he's a wonderful actor.
We have all ages in here. We have the children.
Yes, with children, yes. And the good thing about it, what I like about Caramoo is we really, the past 2 years, we're really, you know, you preach and you take it by action. We're really doing what we say in terms of preschool of the arts.
Yes.
There are a couple of young kids in the play who started in preschool.
Yes.
They did a youth theater, and they're in the main stage production.
Yes.
So we have about 4 of them in the production this time around. And it wasn't a matter of them wanting to be in it. Their mothers and fathers saying, "We want you to be in this show." So, but it's been quite a journey the past few weeks. We started about 7 weeks, I
Well, we
think,
really started
so
in
far.
June.
We started in June in terms of auditions, and the auditions were major. But it was really a wonderful experience for me and educational. Like I said, I didn't care to see the play itself, but I saw the challenge. And the more I've gotten involved with it now, working on it, we're embracing it. A couple of folks have questioned me about, is it going to be like the Broadway show? No way.
Right.
Is it going to be like the one at Playhouse Square? No way, because it's not like a movie. You shoot a film, that's it.
Yes.
You do a play, it's going to always be different.
Oh, the dynamic
The
changes.
dynamics change,
Yeah.
different actors, so, you know, some people say, well, I've seen the play before. I said, no, you haven't.
No, you
I said, was Michael May in it? Was Colleen Longshaw, you know,
Yeah.
it's that kind of thing. So, but I'm learning so much more, and particularly for women in general. It's not just about African American women. It's universal for women of all ages, all races, and it's about the strength
Of
and
the
the
woman.
endurance
Okay.
for them to, deal with the things they've gone through.
And I just want to slap Celie, because in the modern day, she wouldn't have had to put up with
Yes,
all
back at that time was a
But
different,
when you talk about the society,
Yes.
the mores, and all that
Yes.
stuff of that era, it
Yes.
was, plus they were rural.
Yes,
as opposed
exactly. It was
to
rural.
city. Yes.
And it was a good measuring, I think it was a good barometer to really show the strength of a woman
Yes.
to go through that long and
Yes.
survive.
And on top of it,
And on
yes.
top, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so it's a powerful piece.
Yes.
And we want everybody to come to Karamu before all of the performances are sold out. So how do people get in touch with Karamu to order tickets or to buy the house out for a fundraiser?
Yes, you can go to caramelhouse.org, and you could also call the number 216-795-7077 for tickets.
Okay.
And the play dates are?
Play dates are October 5th to October 28th. The preview, October 4th, is sold out.
All right. So now, with how, as they say in showbiz, how do you top opening your season with The Color Purple, and from thence on through May of 2013? What do you do? What's that guy? Dr. Seuss got?
Well, the second show running is?
Black Nativity.
That's a standard.
Yes,
a
Black
classic.
Nativity. It's a class. It's about the 31st year.
Yes.
We've had that production, and after that, for Black History Month, is a story number, The Hole in Heaven, by the late great Judy Ann Mason. Who, she wrote that play at the age of 19 when she was at Grambling. And if I was to say that if Hallmark was to choose a play that fits Hallmark's themes and missions, I would choose that play. It's very warm. It's a coming of age about family, about a young girl growing up, deciding whether she should go to college in Ohio or stay home in Louisiana and take care of her aunt and uncle.
Okay.
So it's really a nice period piece too, set during the time of Vietnam.
Turbulent times.
And Judy Ann is she's a great lady who passed about 2 years ago, and she won an award with the play, and she ended up being chosen by Norman Lear in Hollywood to come there and write episodes for Good Times.
Okay.
So so I'm happy to bring that back. You know, yeah, I think it was done the year before in Cleveland, I think. For March, we're doing 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yes, I saw that the first time in film with Will Smith.
Yes, yes.
And with Stockard Channing.
Yes, at the Lincoln Center, yes, the Lincoln Center. And I was fortunate, I won't say fortunate, but I did meet the gentleman during the time when he was alive, you know, in the little gatherings here and there, you know, and I remember he was trying to sue the writer to get rights, to get money out of from the royalties.
For this production, yes.
And then we're closing the season with Crowns.
Angie was in, Angie Winborn was in there. She's sitting behind
I know, and hint, you know, I know, hopefully she'll be coming
sitting in the audience?
Yes, she's sitting in the audience.
Yeah, she and James McGilbreth.
I'm sure she'll be coming in.
To audition for it, huh?
Yes, yes.
You know what, just between me and you, she still has her hat.
Well, actually, that was the first time since I've been here, I heard so much about artists being brought from Chicago, New York to be at the Playhouse Square.
Yes.
And that was the first production I'd seen where they had a local person to be in that show and all the other professionals, and she represented very well to say, hey, we're just as good as anybody else.
Yeah. And I think it was Angie, I think she and I did the Crowns commercial, the radio commercial for Crowns that year.
Yes.
Yeah, but time is marching on, so it'll be good to see it come back. And do you have any roles for people who don't sing but like to wear hats?
There's Regina Taylor just did the show a couple of months ago at the Goodman.
Okay.
I think it's revised. There was one male actor, now it's 2 male actors in the play.
Oh, okay.
So there's a couple of changes in there.
Well, that's super.
Yes.
Now, so you've got your hands full with this production, and what we want to do is a couple of things. Talk to some of the other production folks if they're available.
Yes.
And if you can hear now, they're tuned up in the background with some songs. And so some of your other key folks are, excuse me while I choke, Jerry Harris, the stage manager. Tell me about your choreographer.
Yes, choreographer is Miss Angelique Lupford. She's a graduate of Cleveland School of the Arts under Terrence Green. And she may have worked with Angela Winborn as well, because it seems like every young person comes through, they have been through Angela Winborn. She's like the Stella Adler of musical theater.
Okay.
And there's the wonderful Ed Ridley, of course, who's worked
he's
in
well
many
known
shows.
around town.
He's a musical director.
He's the director for one of the Black fraternities, wasn't he?
Yes, a couple of years back, but the last piece he did was, I think it was Carolina Change.
It was here?
Yeah, it was Carolina Change and Lady Day at the Emerson's Bar and Grill that he did.
Well, he's been around.
He's been around.
He's a fixture.
Yes, he is.
In the city on all kinds of musical
We recently
venues.
were involved with the Amen Corner.
Yes, with Project One, Project One Voice, yes.
Okay.
Also, there's Sherilyn Fearby.
See, we grew up as she was Shirley Malvin.
Okay.
And then she's been Fearby all this time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
So,
So I brought her aboard too to be part of this, because she's been part of working with me with the 3 productions of God's Trombones.
yes,
The first
that was
3.
a fabulous production.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And
so, I
she,
mean, you guys are bringing it home.
Yes,
You really
trying.
are.
Well, it's with the help of you asked the question about how you're going to be able to top through the season. Like, it's the artists, it's the community. It's not me, it's not the staff here, it's the people. And it's
Yes.
the artists in the show to drive, to make the drive.
Yeah.
They work very hard.
They work very hard.
Very hard.
And the crew, Richard Morris Jr. and his Prophecy as assistant, they create magic up on the stage. So nothing can happen. We've gotten awards for the past, so we just...
Richard, he got the award for
Yes.
the set building.
Yes, for the National Black Theater Festival. But we get awards and stuff. The last one we did was God's Trombones. It tied with Jersey Boys and Next to Normal. They play out square, but like I tell the artists, it's them. They made that happen.
Okay.
They're the ones that make it happen. So.
Now, you were talking about the artists who make it happen. I noticed you said one of your actors is Equity,
Yes.
meaning the actors union, the
Yes.
stage actors
Yes.
union person. And so tell me where we are with Karamu and bringing in or having equity contracts on occasion. How's that? Because, you know, so many of our Cleveland
Yes,
actors
yes.
are equity, and they don't have a lot of access to Karamu.
Yes, yes,
Because
right.
seldom, as far as I know, now you correct me, it's not usual to have productions with 1 or 2 contracts in them. So what's going on with that? Are things changing little by little?
Yes, yes, gradually. I think it's a matter of the productions too. And you know, if it's a straight play, and sometimes they feel there are stronger actors, non-equity as well, can do the roles.
Of course,
they feel less. You know, they don't. You know, sometimes it's not a matter of it's the money, the budget. You know, that kind of thing. So a piece like this, we felt that, you know, it'll be like so obvious, like, wait a minute, we're finally doing a show, a big show in this city, and nobody whose equity is in the show.
Yeah.
When are we going to what do we have to do? War Horse or something? You know. So, but I think that's one of the ways of justification, you know, of making it work, and getting equity actors in.
Okay. I see Jerry Harris peeping out through the door, checking to see what's going on. So why don't we just begin to close this segment and let you get in there and see what's going on?
A clue,
A clue, yes. And then what we'll do is wait and see who you're able to send out next.
Sure.
And if it's not convenient, doesn't matter who you send out for us to chat with.
Okay.
Then we'll just shoot some B-roll until we can talk to somebody else.
Sure, no problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
well, thank you.
Thank you for having us on here.
Much success to everything that you do. You know, all of Cleveland and Northeast Ohio, the East Coast, the West Coast, everybody's in love with you.
Thank you.
And appreciates the work.
But I'm also involved in Color Purple. Did that come out in our talk?
Yes, it did. Okay. Just now. You're assisting the overall production.
Yes.
Well, but you know what? My saying, I'm here to make sure that Terrence is doing it.
Yes, she does that for all the shows. Yes, she's a yes.
Well, Norma, I want to also thank you as our co-producer for giving us this opportunity to connect with Caribou and this production in particular.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on now to another segment, and we want to tell our audience, don't go away, but contact Caribou to find out about not only Color Purple tickets, but the whole wonderful season from now through May of 2013. We haven't even talked about their youth program. We haven't talked about their
cultural arts
classes, the dance classes,
and the
daycare. There's so much going on at Caribou. And when I keep saying when I was a kid, because I was not an actor here at Caribou until much later. But at that, Caribou, at that time, founded by Russell and Rowena, was a cultural diversity place. You saw folks, you were here, you saw folks of all creeds, colors, heights.
Caribou did something which now they call it non-traditional casting, but we didn't call it that. If you got the part because of your talent,
Yes.
it didn't matter
What you were,
and it wasn't hard to look at to see a mixed family with children and
Yes.
whatnot, and that's what people expected, and they like to see that.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. And people are, I should remind folks, there are still many, many people who do remember that Caribou put out some folks. Caribou put out the
Great
Ron
people.
O'Neills.
Yes.
They put out Minnie Gentry,
Gentry.
Al Fay, Robert
And you know what?
Keogh.
Bill Cobbs, yes.
You speak of Minnie Gentry,
Yes.
who was one of the original Gilpin players.
Yes.
And her great-grandson is Terrence Howard.
That's right, I forgot
Yes.
about that, yes. So many folks have come through the halls and corridors of Caribou, and you mentioned Bill. Now, I don't know whether this will air or be up on YouTube in time, but we are so fortunate to call Bill a friend of ours, and he's
great.
going to help us deliver
great.
our Master the Art of Acting workshop this Saturday, September 22nd.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's going to come in as a guest artist and talk to the participants and give them insights. And I need to plug his show, which everybody is talking about. It's called, you got to see Bill Cobbs. He's a fantastic character actor. And he is playing a blind man on the new NBC show called Go On with Matthew Perry, 9 o'clock Tuesdays, Channel 3. Tune in, and then you stay tuned to us. We'll be right back with more going on behind the scenes at Caribou.